Joel Bakan, The Corporation, The Pathological Pursuit of Profit and Power. Delve into the powerful role of culture within an organization through the insightful book, The Corporation, The Pathological Pursuit of Profit and Power by Joel Bakan. The summary explores the intricate connections between an organization's history, founders' behavior, and the way it evolves and survives over time. You will discover the 3 levels of organizational culture: artifacts, espoused values, and shared tacit assumptions, and grasp the concept of culture change, the challenges faced during mergers, and the complexities of assessing subcultures. The book prompts a critical reassessment of organizational culture and its relevance to business problems, offering valuable guidance on implementing cultural changes while preserving existing strengths.
The impact of culture. Failing to consider culture when making decisions can lead to unforeseen consequences. Understanding and acknowledging culture is crucial for making efficient organizational choices. In Culture Counts, the role of culture in organizational life is explored, emphasizing the importance of anticipating outcomes and being aware of its influence on decision-making. With this knowledge, individuals and organizations can make informed choices that align with their values and goals. Understanding culture in organizations. Culture in organizations is formed at different levels, from artifacts, espoused values, to shared tacit assumptions. To understand any culture, you must examine the background assumptions. Culture controls you more than you control culture, and its key elements are essentially invisible. Culture is deep, broad, and stable, because members of an organization cling to what has made them successful. To change culture, you must first understand how your organization works. Assessing organizational culture. Unveil your group's culture with the right exercise. A survey cannot assess culture; instead, a 4-hour process with an outside facilitator and colleagues can be helpful. The process includes defining a particular problem, reviewing and identifying artifacts, identifying values, and comparing values with artifacts to uncover deeper culture levels. Subgroups with their unique cultures can be examined if needed. The process helps to understand how shared assumptions affect the group's goals, which can contribute to future growth and improvement. Creating a successful organizational culture. The culture of a young organization is shaped by the behaviors and beliefs of its founders. It evolves through both general and specific changes that are driven by the needs of the business. A successful culture is one that supports the primary task of the organization. Changing culture should not be the starting point, but rather addressing the business issues and assessing whether the culture aids or hinders resolving them. Dysfunctional assumptions may exist within the culture, but the organization can compensate for their consequences as long as it is aware of them. Managing subcultures in growing companies. As a company grows, subcultures emerge, and cultural issues arise. To confront these challenges, companies must encourage dialogue and understanding among subcultures, and design succession procedures that support identity and address anxiety. Culture change leaders must gain the necessary perspective to recognize cultural strengths and weaknesses and become marginalized in their own culture. This is especially challenging for entrepreneurial founders who believe their assumptions are always correct. Companies that successfully manage subcultures will combine elements of the main culture with new, specific assumptions. Creating culture change. This summary emphasizes that to change corporate culture, management must reduce the anxiety associated with learning and provide a sense of psychological safety. To achieve this, there should be formal and informal training, support groups, positive role models, and consistent systems and structures. Change leaders need to motivate change by creating disconfirmation and articulating a clear vision. Learning new ideas requires internalizing and fitting them into social or work groups. Changing culture in a mature company. Changing the culture of an established company is a complex undertaking that requires a structured, managed change process. Unlike in a younger organization, the culture in a mature company is ingrained in its structures and routines. To change the culture, a steering committee should assess the current state of affairs and define new assumptions and behaviors. However, if an organization needs outside leadership to turn things around, bringing in a new CEO can be risky if they do not understand the existing culture. A historical connection to the company may help the CEO succeed in the culture change. To convert people to the new culture, a charismatic CEO may be useful in leading the charge. However, in most cases, the organization's cultural carriers must be replaced with new individuals. The process of planned change is painful, slow, and can take years without guaranteeing success. If successful, a new culture will emerge, driving the company forward with new successes. Merging cultures. The merger of companies brings two cultures together, resulting in subcultures that may coexist, dominate, or blend. Understanding each organization's culture is essential to create a strategic, goal-based dialogue that overcomes resentments and understands expectations. Differences in assumptions should be reflected upon to create a new culture. Joint efforts should be created early on to speed up cultural learning. A cultural mismatch is just as much of a risk as a financial, product, or market mismatch in an acquisition, merger, or joint venture. The power of culture. Culture is a crucial aspect of an organization that comes from social learning. Instead of trying to change it, utilize its strengths to enhance the existing ways of working. Culture shapes an organization more profoundly than leaders realize. Though it cannot be easily replaced, new approaches can be integrated if they prove to be effective. Rather than focusing on changing the culture, focus on understanding the problems faced by the organization. It is key to building on the strengths of the existing culture. A cultural perspective equips leaders with the ability to perceive conflicts in a better light, making them more humble and wiser. By embracing the power of culture, organizations can evolve effectively.
Having unpacked the nuances of organizational culture and its connection to a company's survival and success, the corporation, the pathological pursuit of profit and power, equips its readers with the tools to assess and navigate cultural dynamics within their own organizations. One must always remember to tackle business issues before contemplating any change in culture, ensuring an approach built on existing cultural strengths, rather than attempting to fix weaknesses. Whether it's understanding the impact of founders' behavior, addressing the challenges of mergers, or exploring subcultures, this thought-provoking book promotes a deeper comprehension of culture, fostering wisdom, humility, and a clearer vision for the future of organizations.